Hello, everybody. Um, this is my match from yesterday, and I just pulled out some points that highlight effective use of the middle. And so we'll just kind of get into each point and a lot of the things I've been talking about in some of the lessons. Middle serve, just you'll see, even though it's his wheelhouse, you know, there's really no angle to go to. Partner's moving over. This is adds, down the deuce side, jams them. My partner cuts it off. You'll see is that I go kind of, one thing I consider the middle the singles court. If I want to always be trying to use the singles court, and because that I'm always trying to keep the angles opportunities down from my opponent. So right at him, he comes at me. Even though he's standing in the alley, I feel like that's not a real super angle that I hit. He's got nowhere to go. Love that return from my partner. Now what you'll notice is that if you are gonna, you know, a couple things. When the serve goes out wide, the partner of the server has to go with him. That opens up the middle. But if you are going to drive the ball down the middle, you hit the ball down the middle. You have to drive it because if you float it, it does give the net player time to recover and possibly go pick it off. So my partner hits a nice ball. I hit the middle, cause a mistake. And you'll see that as a reoccurring theme here. Most points are caused on forced errors or unforced errors. I'll take either. I'm not picky. Middle, 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 and you can see at that last point, at the end of that point, my partner is effectively using the middle. Finally, he gets a very easy ball, and at this point, he can do whatever he wants. He could go down. You could see he could go angle. He could go down the tee. He could go down the alley. He chooses to go down the alley. Opens up the middle. There we go, and I finish it. Great serve by our opponents down the middle. Jams us up. Not a bad return, but I'm there. Let's go back. You'll see. Pretty good return low, but I'm there, and I feel like I can go right at my counterpart of the net. He makes a mistake. Unfortunately, this is one of the best points of the match, even though it's by our opponents. He this serve, he runs around the serve. I have to go out and guard the alley because the ball is going out wide. So he hammers the ball down the middle. His partner at the net subtly moves over to clog the middle. So my partner kind of floats it away from him, and the baseliner on the ad side had been kind of parked himself in the ad side, and he was hoping to get what he got, and he got what he wanted, and he hammers it inside out. I want to watch that again in real time. So watch, you can kind of you can kind of watch different players here, but really just watch the deep player. What he does, the returner after he hits it, he stays over there. Yep, he's looking for that shot. Got what he wanted. Really nice playing by them. Yep. Middle. Oh, turns into the alley shot. Return down the middle. Again, you can kind of see here. If you're going to go down the middle, you got to get a good shot. But the thing is, I'm kind of running around this a little bit, and so I'm very much in the alley, and it's very much a ball I can handle. And I think the net player realizes that, so he kind of stays home, and it leaves that space open. And you'll see I stay in the alley. I don't really move. I don't move. I never move anyway. And I got exactly what I want. And the net player in front of me really has to respect that alley. And I leaves that shot wide open, cause a mistake. That's again, if you decide to go down the middle on a return and you do nothing with it, this is exactly what happens. Your partner eats it. same thing. Right at him. Yeah, you can kind of see, keeping the serve inside the singles court, there's really nowhere to go. And sometimes it takes a few extra shots, but we never lose control. There it is, just kind of jammed him. You'll see my partner never, never kept the ball, outside the singles court. It really keeps me in the, even though I don't do much, him keeping it in the singles court really keeps pressure on the opponents. They played that point pretty well, and that's why I lobbed. So I thought I'd get a good return away from the net player, but they came in, they kept it low, and I felt like they might have been in close. So a decent lob, right back in the point, and then we take the offense. Middle, mistake. This is really nice playing by our opponents, and I'll tell you my favorite shot is, that's a good return by my partner. This right here is probably my favorite shot of the point. The deuce player hits it backhand, and I'm trying to I probably could have been in a little bit closer, but he hits a really nice shot, and you'll see he finds that hole between me, but not in the alley, and so that backhand keeps his partner at the net very much alive. And they didn't exactly win right away, but they took control, and we were never able to recover. That's good stuff. There we go. So this is a good serve, and I'm getting pulled all over the place. And again, I kind of know what's going to happen here. Is if I feel like I can't return down my alley. If I go near the middle, I know the net player's all over it. So I try to, but I also know that if I go too much in the alley, it's an easy just block to my alley. So I really do make it a point to try to keep it in front of my partner. And now everything changes here, because yes, my alley is open, but I have, I'm going to race over there to get something, but also now my partner is very much in the point. He's directly in front of the ball, and makes a big difference. Here's a big mistake coming up by me. So yeah, Carol would love that. So you'll see I'm kind of respecting the serve, so I'm backing off the service line a little bit. Now I never moved in. I should at least move back to the service line. I don't. And then the ball comes to me, and I don't know what I'm doing at this point, just besides making a mess of the point. But it was good playing by them too. And way to take away the middle. Now this is one of the more fun points of the match. Now, granted, it's nice when your partner is young and fast, because he hits a great. So this is a good ball he gets. But but you can see, but because of the very nice serve, I'm sorry, the very nice return, we are stretched all over the place. That's a wicked return, that inside out angle. So now look how much court we all have to cover. So my partner goes angle, and he's off the court. Now it's 2 against 1. Now luckily my partner's got super wheels, so I'm just kind of parked in the middle, hoping for the best. And then, but you can see I'm shading him. As that ball continues to float. Oops, sorry, I messed it. Let's go back. Let's start this over. Sorry. There's a wicked little angle return, and I'm trying to shade him a little bit, So that ball is, as that ball continues to go, so that ball is going, I take one step wide. Now, luckily, my partner had not given up on the point, and this kind of changes everything. He goes middle though, and that saves the day. Singles court. Singles court. Singles court. It's a little bit of an angle, but still. Singles court by our opponent. Lob, but keep no angles. Point should have been over. It's not. Singles court. Middle, and then finish. See how I got in too close, everybody? I had a nice shot. I got all excited. Can anybody relate to this? Look at me. Okay, I'm feeling all proud of myself. Look at me, everybody. And over my head. Wah, wah. It's decent, I like that. So that's a nice serve. It's a pretty good return by me. But the thing that's funny about this, not funny, but from this moment, it's slightly out wide and just being slightly in the alley. It really put, that net player has to decide what to do. And so he kind of stays home, and that leaves the middle open. And I actually hit a nice low ball down the middle, and we caused a mistake. Well, that's a great shot by our opponents. But I'll tell you, a lot of times this is why it's important that if you're going to drive the middle, you got to hit it, because my partner put a little bit of heat on that, and so since the net player first of all has to cover his alley, which he does, he takes that step, his weight's on his left, and now he comes back to guard the middle, but at least he's in motion, he's not really set, he's kind of open, you can see, and my partner does enough with it that he doesn't do much, and I get a look, and then unfortunately the world's greatest shot comes up, and we lose a point. But still, that's an awesome shot by our opponents. Can't worry about that. And there's the middle. There's that middle again. Middle. But you'll notice right here, right here, the ad player hammers the ball right here. But the thing is that when he goes, he hits it very well, but because he went, he's still in the singles court, it's a little bit, it's to my left. Now, one could argue I get pretty lucky with this shot. It kind of freezes his partner, who can't really jump in the middle. And then it's too late. He has to wait to see what I do. I think, if he was going to take it, he would have been, he would have had to leave before I hit it. And if he would have, it would have been a great shot. But he kind of took, kind of reacted. He's reacting a little late, and I go back down the middle. Sets up my partner for an easy ball. Ooh, you like that? Let's watch that, everybody. Here we go. And let's watch that in slow motion. Slap. Whenever you see a chance to, run around an easy ball, even if it's on your backhand, to take it to forehand, try to do it. It's worth it. Back in the singles court. Singles court. There you go. Caused a mistake. And they got us on that one. Way to take the middle away from us. Kind of like this, I mean, that angle. And you can see, even though we win this point, easy forehand. So I have to go guard that angle, and he chooses to go down the line. That's why you have to go guard that. You have to go guard your alley. And I don't do a ton with it, but I do get it low down the middle, and then we're right back in this point until we're not. And then he. So here we go. So back to this point again. So kind of a angle return. Now this, so now I'm coming over to. I know he's got a big forehand. I got to cover that. I got to cover my line. So I do, because that's where he was going. And I go to the middle, and you can see we're kind of right back in the point. And you can see my partner has some options here. I probably would have preferred that he go down the middle, but he goes down the line, and what that does is that sets up this angle volley. You kind of see that in real time real quick. So line, middle. Yep. Good playing by them. Good recognition. There's that singles court. Yep. It's also nice when your partner can hammer it like that, but you can see right now. Let's start this over again. So a serve out wide. Sorry, body serve. He does get an angle off, which is a great return. And you can see right here, 2-on-1. It's still 2-on-1. And by the time the reserver gets back into it, it's too late. My partner really saw a nice hole there, but he kept it in the singles court. That was good playing, but good recognition by the server. That's again serving and volleying puts a lot of pressure on the receiving team. Middle. That's again a nice advantage of serving and volleying. It just keeps pressure on your opponents. You'll see decent serve, nothing great. Neutral volley, forced a mistake. Good playing by our opponents. And that would have been a great. There was a lob opportunity in there for me, and I didn't take it. So great serve. He does a good job keeping that ball low, but I am behind the baseline, and I should have tried to throw it up because I was not nearly set enough to do anything with that drive. Good playing by them. Good. Great cross. No. And this point was all my fault. I actually had a really nice lob in here somewhere, and then okay. So look at this. Everybody knows that the guy in the hat's gonna lob it. Apparently, everybody got the memo except me. What does John do? He moves forward and watches the ball sail over his head, and then that happens. Middle. I like that though. So return down the middle because it was a second serve, I think. So it's second serve. So on a second serve, generally speaking, the net player will kind of stay home. Especially when it's a second serve to someone's wheelhouse, which is probably my forehand. So he got to stay home, and that leaves the middle open. But then the server hits a nice ball, and you can kind of see what my partner does. He kind of forces it out wide. And now this is my weaker wing. But I'm able to do enough with this ball down the middle, and it kind of forces an error by our opponents. It's kind of again just work in the middle to get a better angle. There you go. Thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you soon.